What's the best thing you can eat at a hotel? Have you ever got room service before? Yeah, the best thing to eat is a club sandwich. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it with a schnitzel or like a chicken cutlet. We're gonna take a chicken breast, flatten it out, bread it, fry it, yum. And the only rule I think with a club sandwich is it has to have 3 slices of bread. So it has to have bottom, filling, another slice, filling, top, right? We're gonna make a lovely garlicky tarragon kind of Caesar mayonnaise. We're gonna make a lovely fennelly oregano breadcrumb, good bacon. We've got some fucking amazing bacon here. Very thick, lots of pepper, delicious. Lettuce, tomato, white bread, done. So to begin, we're gonna cook some bacon. I've got this very, very lovely bacon. It's like really thick cut. It's got lots of pepper on it, maple. It's quite sweet. I mean, I have tried it and it's a very sweet bacon, but it's absolutely delicious. And the goal when we're cooking this bacon is to get it like shatteringly crisp. I want it like, you know when you see it almost looks like a dog treat, you know? Is that horrible? So we've gone for streaky bacon rather than, because in England we have something called back bacon, which is the loin or the eye of the pork. But it doesn't get very crispy. So this is streaky, so this is cut from the belly. I'm just gonna lay out on a baking tray and we're gonna stick it in the oven. Because the oven's probably the most even way to cook bacon. If this was bacon from the supermarket, I'd probably add like a shed load of black pepper to it. But because this is it's cured with lots of sugar and maple syrup, and it's also got lots of pepper already kind of flecked over it, this is good to go. So this is just gonna go into the oven. The oven is at 210. So it's gonna go in until it's very, very crispy. Name a better lettuce than iceberg. Ain't no lettuce like an iceberg lettuce. Right, we're making mayonnaise. Ugh. So I thought what would be quite nice is if we did a kind of take on a little riff on a Caesar mayonnaise. A couple of eggs, and then tarragon. It has this amazing kind of anise flavor, which is really, really good with chicken. I think tarragon and chicken are very good friends. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this by hand. We're not gonna use a machine, because usually you see people doing it in a food processor and it's all very easy and happens to do quickly. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to make it with a bowl and a whisk. It's the yolks. And the yolks are they're what is called an emulsifier, which is when you combine oil and water together, or fat and water, basically. 2 yolks. No white, thank you. 2 yolks. So if you think like that's 2 egg yolks, that's about an egg yolk's worth of mustard, so it's like 2 to 1. 5 dashes of Tabasco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lemon juice, that's straight in there. Trying to think of all of the best things that go with chicken, and for me, Caesar style mayonnaise with some tarragon in it sounds just about right. So we're gonna do, this is quite a chunky clove, so I'm just gonna do maybe 2/3 of it. Just finely grate that in. What's really important when you're making mayonnaise is to get a kind of approximation of all of your seasoning in at the beginning. Why is that? Because salt is water soluble, so it dissolves into water. And what we're gonna do next is whisk this up and add a shed load of oil and fat. And then if you season it at the end, what you've essentially got is a big bowl full of oil, and the salt won't dissolve and disperse throughout the mix quite as well. Because if you get it in now, and it will just fly through the whole emulsion, okay? That's quite chefy, but it's a good tip. Is always get your salt in now rather than at the end. You can adjust a little bit at the end. If you get it in now, it's much better. You find that if you don't put it in now, you can end up throwing tons and tons and tons of salt in at the end when you don't really need to. Good whack of pepper. Wow. Wow. Wow, amazing. So just give this guy a flip. Flip them halfway and back in. Oh, it smells really nice. Smell this, it's like weirdly sweet bacon, this. It's kind of mental. Anyway, where were we? We need to add a tiny bit of water, just so we can get a little bit more oil in there. And then you just bring this together. That is your base done. Oh, another little tip, because this bowl is gonna be flying everywhere. And you can't, you know, when you're doing mayonnaise like this, you need 3 hands, because you need 1 for the jug, 1 for the whisk, 1 for the bowl. I don't have 3 hands, so I'm gonna put this is a wet towel, and I'm gonna fold it into a little snake, wrap it around like this, and then sit my bowl on top. Look at that. That move. You can also, if you've got a pan, you can sit it in the pan. That's quite a good one as well. Anyway, jug oil. This is vegetable oil. Just stream this in and whisk the whole time until you have a nice, thick, rich dressing, like mayonnaise. I don't want this to be like Hellmann's texture, like kind of jiggly and really thick. We want this to be kind of, I'll show you. So see already that's like, the texture has changed quite a lot. So I'm gonna stop just about there. And look at that, what did that take? 5 minutes? This is a pecorino cheese, and it's pretty acidic, and it kind of gets you in a nice way. And this is gonna thicken up the mayonnaise. It's also gonna add a little more salt. Good dose of cheese there. More pepper. This is tarragon. So just a nice chop on this guy. It's quite a punchy herb, so I mean. Whoa, amazing. How much it's shrunk. Whoa. This means it's done. Because it's like basically all of the moisture's left the bacon, which sounds quite strange, but it does mean you've made some really nice looking bacon. You know? I mean, look at that. That looks delicious. Don't worry, Rollo, I've made enough for a little snack as well. Chicken time. We need some parchment. We're gonna make, well, you know, every time I call this a schnitzel, somebody in Austria, somebody's grandma dies in Austria. Is it too much? Remarkably small chicken breast, but it's kind of perfect for what we need. Fold that over. Like that. Right, I'm gonna call that done. Let's just rattle through this. I mean, the only thing I'm doing slightly differently is I'm gonna add some flavor to the breadcrumbs in the shape of some fennel seeds, because I love fennel seeds. So just any old flour. This is some bread flour. Now this hand is kind of wet, this one is dry. I'm gonna just chuck some dry over the chicken. And again, I like to really press the breadcrumbs on. And you'll see there's a beautifully coated piece of chicken. Oh, yeah. That's a new bread knife. People are gonna get really angry with me for slicing on this board with a bread knife, but they can fuck off. So what I'm gonna do, this is the bacon tray. I'm just gonna sit these guys in the bacon fat, give them a little smush around, pick up some of that flavor, oil, just a little bit, and vinegar. This is probably the most important bit. Amazing, sweet, sour, kind of complex. I mean, this one has been aged for 10 years in oak barrels, which is ages. And it's really, you know, a really funky, rich, kind of caramelized flavor. And it's just gonna bring some good balance to our sandwich because it's pretty rich, you know, mayonnaise, bacon, chicken. Slice of that off. That's the piece of bread. That's the lettuce. Nice. Squash that. All good. Chicken. This oil is vegetable oil, nice neutral oil, high smoke point, etc. It's going in at about 170. And this is a very, very thin piece of chicken. Don't worry about when it's cooked. Cook it until it's golden brown, and I promise you, if you cook it at 170 until it's golden, it will be delicious. And then when I'm doing this, I just like to keep the pan moving, because then you know that nothing's, because if the chicken just sits on the bottom of the pan, it's just going to burn. Because if it's, you know, the oil is 170, but the pan is hotter. So if the chicken sits on the bottom of the pan, you'll notice that the bit that's touching it gets real dark real quick. Now, whoa, looks pretty good. We have arrived. It's time to build our club sandwich. Let's start. Chicken going on. Gonna go another, just a little tiny squash. Lovely marinated tomatoes, bacon. So in order to get a really nice stack, what I'm gonna do is just trim off anything that's coming out the sides. But we want it to sit on our plate, really. Imagine you're working room service in the hotel, you know? Lots of texture, you know? Bread, crispy, soft in the middle. Bacon's like a cracker almost, really good. Juicy tomato, crunchy lettuce. The chicken is wicked. The little fennel seeds are a goodie. And then the mayo just brings it all together. Might be up there with my favorite sandwiches, you know, a club. Oh my God, it's so nice. You know, they're not just for room service. You should make one at home. Ordinarily, it's that kind of like thinly sliced chicken breast or turkey breast. But doing it with a schnitzel, you just get even more texture, even more flavor, a bit more of a treat. I'm into it.